Hello, I'm Bruce Timm. We're here to talk about Superman, specifically The Last Son of Krypton Part 1. Talked a little bit off mic a little bit here ago about why this is just a clip title, and basically we just ran out of time. With this show, Superman was a... I mean, Batman was a hard show to do too, but Superman was a really difficult show to do. We found it very labor-intensive, and, you know, we always wanted to do an actual, you know, original main title for the show, and we ran out of time and only ended up with a few original scenes for this show, or for this shot, and the rest of it's all clips, but it works very well. Fortunately, it's got, you know, Shirley Walker's great theme. About this episode, what's interesting about it is that unlike the Batman series, we started the Superman show with Superman's origin, which is, you know, a lot of people said, well, you know, why'd you bother to tell that story again? Everybody knows that story, and I think we just couldn't resist. It just, you know, Superman has like literally the best origin story of any superhero in comics. It's just epic. It's, you know, it's Old Testament and New Testament, and it's, you know, it's a great story. So we just couldn't resist. And specifically, our version of the story apes the structure of the first Christopher Reeve movie pretty precisely. The first, you know, half hour of it starts with, you know, Krypton, and then we go to Smallville, and then ultimately Metropolis. Last Son Part 1, it was in pretty good shape. Last Son Part 2 was in really bad shape. Not really bad shape, but it just, the animation didn't have any spark to it, didn't have any life to it, so that's when Joe Gall and I, and with Kurt sitting there, we started looking at it. It's like, okay, well, what can we do with this? Besides calling a lot of retakes, which we did that too. But I remember there were specific scenes that, like just the shot of that upshot of young Clark running up against the sky, it had no motion to it, and I think that was a simple speed up.
This was a great episode, but my favorite was always Mixes Pixelated. We wouldn't get to that for a long time, but
here we go again.
Mr. Mxyzptlk has always been Superman's #1 adversary for me.
Will be my son.
I love this part of the show. This part just makes me weep. But I have to point out Lolita Ritmanis, who wrote the score for this episode. She did a really, really great job at the destruction of Krypton coming up here in a minute.
It's the only time I ever stood up to him. And I put my foot down and I said, we've got to
have ripple glass over Krypton.
And it worked.
Well, it's a darn fine effect, Dan. I'm really glad you stood up for yourself there, because it's really good.
I stood up to Bruce once. He threw a sculpture of poison ivy at my head.
Pretty impressive beginning.
I like it.
Yeah.
There goes
Kryptonite. Yeah, we were very careful to make sure that Kryptonite went into the space warp with him.
Yep.
And then the last shot we see of him in the thing, we optically darkened, because we actually didn't have that shot. We weren't supposed to fade out on that shot originally. We were supposed to fade out on something else, and in the editing room I realized, oh, I want to see the baby last, so we cloned that shot from another place and stuck it in there and optically darkened it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.